Hey everyone, it's CR7 here, and welcome to Race 3 of Season 5 of the CR7 Fleet Car Series. And the last race ended in a pretty nasty accident with half and half's driver being taken away via the ambulance. And as you can see, there is a relief driver in there that's substituting for him. So, he will be out for a couple races, but he will return because he had some head injuries after the previous race. Anyways, the track is fully prepared for some action today. So let's get to it. And the pole sitter will be multicolor number 3. And yes, multicolor number 3 won the previous race. Let me fasten this roof brace real quick so nothing bad happens. So let's get started. And half and half's car started from the back of the pack here. Here's the out of bounds area. The car hits this floor. As I tipped over here, it still counts as out of bounds. So we have some congestion here, and it looks like, it looks like hatch number 1 will be first up here. So here's hatch number 1. And it doesn't really go far. Here's multicolor number 2. It's the door. And Blue Blur will follow suit in 3rd place. Never mind that, he goes to 2nd place, I do believe. Let's see who is next, and it looks to be half and half. Half and half will use the 1 repair only. There is a relief driver behind the wheel of this, like I stated earlier. And Blue Blur goes out of bounds. What a tough season he's been having so far. Hopefully he breaks out of that slump soon. Here is Smasher. And looks like Shadow will be next. We'll slam into Smasher. Here is multicolor number 3, our defending race winner. He goes the easy route. Let's see who is next, and it looks like Whiteout will be next. And Firestopper is next. These look pretty organized right now. Here is Darkened. This entry has never won a CR7 Fleet Car Series race, believe it or not. We'll see if it's his lucky day today. And Old School is next. It's like a brick wall there. Here is hatch number 3. And the rear bumper of Old School comes off. Here is multicolor number 4. And that just gets more solidified with every car piling in. Here is Greenish. Ooh. They just created their own wall there. Here's hatch number 2. And here's multicolor number 1 to end the segment. Oh, big wreck for multicolor number 1. This car flips over, the seat comes off, but unfortunately that did worse than good for him, because he destroyed his car and also he's eliminated. So basically did that all for nothing. So half and half will win the segment with the relief driver behind the wheel. Blue Blur's eliminated too. He's in a bit of a slump right now, so you can tell he is a bit frustrated inside the car. So let's get to the results of segment 1. Here are the results for segment 1. Half and half takes the segment win. Once again, there is a relief driver behind the wheel. Hatch number 1 is second. Third is multicolor number 3. Fourth is Shadow. Fifth is multicolor number 2. Sixth is Smasher. Seventh, Whiteout. Eighth, Firestopper. Ninth, Old School. 10th, Darkened. 11th place for hatch number 2, and 12th for multicolor number 4. So both of our female drivers will advance into this segment. So, by the way, multicolor number 1, who is eliminated, climbed out of his car, well, what's left of it. So multicolor number 1, Blue Blur, Greenish, and hatch number 3 are eliminated. Blue Blur was eliminated due to him going out of bounds, so what a tough start to the season for him. Hopefully he turns it around before it's too late. Anyways, let's get into segment 2. Segment 2, in half and half, will start us off. And hatch number 2 just kept getting pummeled by the other cars. Move the camera a little bit closer. Not quite the final segment yet. Out of bounds area again. Blue Blur was the first victim of the out of bounds area. He's out of the race. Anyways, multicolor number 3 will go first. Our defending race winner. That's kind of a questionable run for him. Here is multicolor number 2. If he would have went faster, he would have been out of bounds. Here is Darkened. And here is hatch number 2. That was close. Here is hatch number 1. And Shadow is next. I'll have to grab them all the way from over here. So here is Shadow. And multicolor number 3 falls victim to the out of bounds transition. He won't be defending his race win any longer, unfortunately. Here is half and half. And his car fully goes out of bounds. Here is Old School. And multicolor number 4 slams into the edge of the door frame, just off frame. Here is Whiteout. Ooh. And Smasher. Let's see if he can smash his way to the transfer spot. We ping-ponged off the 2 cars to do it. So here's Firestopper to end the segment. And all those cars combined have created a brick wall. And let's see who won the segment. Looks like Shadow will win the segment by just a hair over hatch number 2. So let's get into the results. Here are the results for segment 2. Shadow will take the segment win. Hatch number 2 is second. Third is Smasher. Fourth is Darkened. Fifth is hatch number 1. Sixth, multicolor number 2. Seventh is Old School, and multicolor number 4 will take the final transfer spot there. So, half and half, Whiteout, Firestopper, and multicolor number 3 are eliminated. Multicolor number 3 was eliminated because he went out of bounds. Tough break for the half and half injury, especially with the relief driver in there. So let's get into segment 3. Segment 3, and Shadow will start us off. Oh, Old School flips over and sustains severe damage. And he gets nudged by multicolor number 4 because she couldn't get out of the way in time. Alright, the top 4 drivers advance into the final segment. So I'll just throw it out there, just in case if you're new to watching this. Wow, big damage to Old School's car. He'll continue on without the entire rear assembly. He says he doesn't need it. Even though it takes less weight off. Anyways, Smasher will be first. Oh, dead stop on the out of bounds transition. Here is Shadow. Another dead stop there. Here's Old School without his rear bumper assembly. And looks like Darken will be next. Ooh, things are getting congested. Here is multicolor number 4. Almost climbed over Old School's car. Here's multicolor number 2. And bye-bye multicolor number 4. You're out. That's all of our female drivers that are out of the race. Here is hatch number 2. And here's hatch number 1 to end the segment. Ooh. Looks close for the segment victory. I'll have to take a look. Ooh, looks very close between Smasher and Old School. Grab the camera. Looks like, looks very close, so I'll have to determine it. So let's head straight to the results. And here are the 4 drivers who will be battling for a win. Old School will take the segment win, but it cost him his entire rear end. Smasher will be second, third is Shadow, and Darken will take the 4th spot. It may have looked close between him and multicolor number 2, but it looks like Darken may have got the nod, so Darken will be in contention for a win. So multicolor number 2, hatch number 2, hatch number 1, and multicolor number 4 are eliminated. If it wasn't for multicolor number 4, then Darken would have not made it in. So let's get into the final segment. The 4th and final segment, and Old School will start us off. Let's see if he can continue his winning ways from the first race. And Darken goes to second place. Here's the out of bounds area. Multiple cars have gone over this, because you know what happens already when some drivers go out of bounds. So let's see. So Smasher will be first, Darken second, third is Old School, and Shadow is in the last chance spot. We get this random feather that just fell on the racetrack out of the way. So here is Smasher. And as the leader, you're kind of vulnerable. Looks like the chassis is a bit twisted on the front end of this car. Here is Darken. Ooh. Here is Old School. And what will Shadow do to try to win the race? Let's find out. Oh my goodness, what a big impact on Shadow and Old School. Old School gets punted out of bounds. It looks close for the win. One part went flying past the camera. Old School's okay. He says he's fine. He's not slumped over in his seat or anything. Let me try to get that piece. Actually, never mind that. Let's check up on everyone. Here comes the safety team. Wow, it looks like Smasher is going to take the win by just a little bit over Shadow. Looks like Shadow's drivers, he had the wind knocked out of him, but once again, Darken comes close to winning the race. Unfortunate for him. Old School says he's fine despite being absolutely tattooed by Shadow. Smasher is excited he won the race. So let's get to the victory celebration. And here is the race winner, Smasher, grabbing his first win of the season. He is ecstatic, but checking up on the driver of Shadow, the driver of Old School walked over from his car to check up on Shadow. Shadow thought he was about to give him a piece of his mind, but no, it's actually the other way around. Well, the driver of Old School went to check up on him to see if he was okay. Shadow asked if he was okay first, and Old School responded with, I'm just fine. I'm just worried about your well-being. And the ambulance driver came over to check on the driver of Shadow too. The driver of Shadow said that he just had the wind knocked out of him, but Old School looked like he had it worse because his car actually did somewhat of a blowover there. If you've seen what happened, his car got hoisted into the air, like the air got under it, but Guessing it's just how hard Shadow hit him. Man, what a painful end for Shadow and Old School there. And also a bitter defeat for Darkin, who came up close again. So he is the bridesmaid once again. But I'm sure he'll get that first win soon. But he'll just have to wait. So Smasher wins the race. Shadow and Old School are A-OK. And Darkin is disappointed again. So anyways, that'll cap off this week's CR7 Fleet Car Series race. See you next week for more action. See you then.